Alrighty, so let's see. What are we talking about today? We're talking about acid. Um, so obviously, this is a well-known thing. A lot of people have done it, and most of the stuff that you're going to see on it, I think, is about just the general like tripping and whatnot. The more of the recreational stuff. And I want to talk about my personal experience with it, but also, in particular, focused on the things that I like to talk about more on this channel, which are, like what can you really get out of it. So I did it only twice. I'm not like a major, like trip or whatever. Like I'm not really big into psychedelics. Um, but I do enjoy them every now and then. I guess it really wasn't even that real long ago when I first tried it, but I like it. But when I'm honest, I don't think I get a whole lot out of it. And I've seen other people say this too. Like basically, it seems like a profound experience, but I don't know what it's really doing. I've never really had any great insights on it, and I really don't find it to help me really that much with creativity. Um, I don't know. I guess I could see. The thing is, so it at least it's not like cannabis where it like impairs your memory. Your memory is pretty good on it. I think in my experience. Um, and oh, also I haven't really microdosed either, and that's the other thing that people really like to talk about. And when you talk about nootropics and acid and all that, I haven't done any kind of microdosing. So this is just tripping, and yeah, I never really got anything out of it. Of course, it's interesting. You got these visuals, and it makes you think of things in a different way. But I think that for me, any benefit that I might get from it, my memory is not impaired. But any benefit I might get from it, I think, is a little bit impaired because I don't really have very good concentration on it. I just always, I feel kind of agitated, and I always want to just, I want to do this, and then I want to do this. Like, I always want to do something else. Um, and that's the thing, I kind of, I've seen these reports of people who, experiment with it. I read about some guy who apparently, he was trying to learn German, and he, dropped acid and studied it, and, these really crazy stories of people just, really enhancing their abilities to learn things or to, figure things out. And I didn't really have any of that. It was interesting, and that was it. So, I mean, maybe for other people it works better. Uh, yeah, I just didn't like. As far as useful stuff, I've had more experience with cannabis. Really, honestly, giving me useful insights. Um, yeah, I don't know. I can't really name one single thing that I got from acid that was. Uh, well, I can. Yeah, I mean it. So anytime you think about things in a different way, I guess it can help you with creativity. But when I'm honest, there's nothing that I got from it that I can't get just from like reading books or talking to different kinds of people, and you're more coherent that way. With acid, well, coherent's a weird word when I talk about this sort of thing because I mean, you feel in a way you feel very incoherent, but on the outside, when you take this stuff, I mean, you don't look apart from your pupils, you don't really look or act really, terribly different. It'd be pretty hard for people to tell that you were on acid, aside from the fact that your pupils change size. And I mean, yeah, so you're coherent in a way, but I mean, I would rather just, you know, if I was really, and I'm like, again, I like it. It's a nice recreational drug, but if I was looking to accomplish something, I probably wouldn't look to it for very much. So, and I don't do a whole lot. Of course, the bar is always being raised with this sort of thing. You know, you try this. Oh, I've tried this. Oh, you got to do more. That's not how. You know, some people say, you know, at least 3 hits is where you have to be to really get it. You know, I've done 1 hit and 2 hits, and you know, I don't know. It's all right. I mean, I got the visuals and all that, but I just don't think that there's a whole lot to be said for it as a nootropic. Now, maybe microdosing is better. I've seen one thread on Reddit a while back where people said that was overrated as well. And so I don't know. And even this so-called afterglow effect, I didn't really have a great one. In fact, one of the things that nobody really ever talks about is how much after effect you get the next day. Not so much in terms that you're like tripping still, that'll be done, but kind of like an off, sort of agitated, you know, weird feeling still. And it's not really enjoyable at all because it's all negative stuff and there's like really no good after effect. And then I guess, you know, after that tapers off, then maybe there's, yeah, I don't know. Like really, I didn't really feel much long lasting from it. So I did this backwards. I talked about my experience with it. I'll talk about some more of the research with it again in my next video. But I didn't really have the time to do the research for that, so I wanted to go ahead and put out another video and talk about this, and then, you know, I'll talk about the research that I found, or whatever, on the next video. So, yeah, sorry if that's disappointing. I mean, you probably look at this and you're like, oh, yeah. Especially from a guy wearing a tie-dye shirt telling you that acid's overrated. It's not overrated as a recreational drug. I mean, it's a cool drug. It's just, I mean, I personally, and of course everybody's experience varies. This is always just anecdotal anyway, so if I didn't get anything off of it, it doesn't mean that there aren't people out there, you know, having profound insights or whatever on this stuff. But, you know, just because it's an intense experience doesn't necessarily mean that you're getting anything meaningful from it. I don't know really what it does neurologically that would enhance your abilities. So it's cool, it's interesting, and it is something that I want to kind of play with a little bit more in the future, but I don't really want to trip all the time. Definitely not, especially with acid, because it does last longer than other things. But, you know, maybe I can talk about those separately. I was specifically just thinking about acid. I have taken other sorts of psychedelics, but yeah, until next time, that's my experience with it, and thanks for watching.